The event, put together by the African Union Commission, United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, UNIDO, and the Office of the Special Advisor for Africa, is aimed at charting a new course for a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development.
Very much in the forefront of Nigeria's industrial revolution.
Addressing participants comprising a number of African leaders and development partners, President Muhammadu Buhari identified power shortages as the bane of Africa's development. He said while Nigeria is working on a comprehensive overhaul of the power sector, there is need for the continent to enhance regional and cross-border cooperation as well as safeguard the interests of local production in an area of rampant globalization.
I call on all African countries, development partners, and the organized private sector to embrace collaboration for Africa to achieve full industrialization by 2030. This is our ticket to shared prosperity.
Other African leaders gave their countries' perspectives on the new vision for Africa's development, while development partners reassured commitment towards achieving the objectives as contained in Agenda 2030.
We can enable people across Africa to end poverty and usher in a better future for all.
In short, Africa is ripe for industrialization.
We need financing to really push that industrialization agenda, and you have our full commitment from the African Development Bank.
The participants made a case for the UN General Assembly to pass a resolution for a decade of African industrialization 2016 to 2025. The bottom line of the joint communique issued at the end of the high-level dialogue coming on the threshold of the adoption of the Sustainable Development Goals is that Africa must industrialize. President Muhammadu Buhari also participated in the African Union Peace and Security meeting at the AU Observer Mission in New York. The closed-door meeting, attended by African heads of state and government, focused mainly on the issue of South Sudan.
Why and how can we fail in our own circumstances to handle challenges to peace and security in Africa today?
Some countries that are mediating have taken sides in the conflict in South Sudan, thereby complicating matters. But coming as an honest broker, Nigeria, of course, wants to see South Sudan at peace, wants to see a cessation of violence. Peaceful coexistence is what we promote as a principle of our foreign policy. And this is why Mr. President himself is attending this summit to give flip to this principle.
Former President Olusegun Obasanjo was also at the meeting, which lasted several hours. From New York, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.